gonna be a weird question, but at which points in your lives did you realize your parents were human beings?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, I was gonna throw it out to see if anyone got the vibe.
That's a very open-ended question.
I know what you're saying because you see your parents as like infallible growing up.
Oh,
like,
I remember. I thought like they were superhumans, and then
yeah, you feel like they know everything.
Yeah,
they brought you into this world. They can
take you out of this world.
They provide. They do everything. So like to you, they are like gods almost, right?
Yeah,
because they are. Like they control everything you do.
Yeah,
and then you get to like 18, and then if your parents say something that isn't right, and then you can just Google it and you find out it's wrong, and you're like, huh.
For me, it was probably when I realized that although my parents really heavily pressured me to go to university, they didn't go to university themselves. That was probably the moment where I'm just like, oh, is that why you guys want me to go? Because like you guys didn't, or
right,
you know, and that's the moment when I realized I was like, oh, I'm doing something that my parents couldn't even do, and that made me realize like, oh shit, like my parents aren't perfect. You know, they look perfect, they act perfect around me, but they're just like everyone else.
Yeah.
So that's probably the moment for me. What about you?
Why did them not go to university make you realize that?
Because I thought they were just like perfect, like the way they, because the way that the way they led their life was just like, you know, all the right things happened. They they got to like all the necessary stops, and but that also that also like humbled me at the same time, being like, oh, I can be just as happy as my parents without necessarily going down that route. Yeah, and that kind of made me look at them as humans in kind of a different light.
Yeah,
you know,
I think there was a moment where like I kind of like drifted away from my parents for like during like the university.
This happens
years.
when you're like, that generally happens when you're like late teens.
Yeah, like late teens, early adulthood.
You want to find yourself.
Yeah. You're trying to. I'm trying to find myself. You know, I was trying to find myself, and I remember having this conversation with my mum, like, like a bit after that period. Where, you know, me and my mom, like, I used to be like the biggest fucking mama's boy of all time. Of course I was. And then afterwards, I kind of like did the 180 and I'm just like, actually, I'm an individual. I don't need to talk to my mom at all. My mom, I've left that part of my life behind me. I remember having this conversation and then I remember having a conversation with my mom, and then she just started talking about some of her like insecurities. And I just remember like thinking, that's a human trait. that's not a mum trait.
Mom, you're this beacon of happiness. What are you talking about? Insecurities.
Mum's always happy. She's always
behind the motherboard. There is a beating heart.
And then it just like hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, oh, my mum is a human being with insecurities like me, and she's not perfect.
Feelings.
Yeah, and then that was like that started a path to me kind of like getting real close to my mom and my parents again. And I'm like real happy that like me realizing my parents were just like human beings who were very much infallible and had insecurities like me. I was like, oh, I get along with them way better than I ever did as a kid, because it's like totally different now.
But some people, you know, some parents go through their entire lives never opening up that side of themselves to their children.
Exactly.
Right? And
exactly.
So like, I think you were put in a very rare position. Yeah. Or I don't know if it's rare. Would you say it's more common than not?
I think
for your parents to eventually do that with their kids?
I mean, it really depends. I don't think it happens as often as it should.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as widespread as it should be. Definitely.
Yeah. Because it's always a fine balance between seeing your parent as like a parent, you know, versus seeing them as just another person like yourself, who maybe one day we're going to be parents as well, and our kids are going to look at us the same ways. And I'm just wondering, you know, was there ever a point? I should probably ask this to my own parents. Was there ever a point where you were like scared I would, as a kid, suss out the facade, you know, be like, wait a minute, my parents are just people. They aren't superhumans. They aren't gods.
It's just, you know, you just load up that real life game of Among Us. You just, it's like someone's not right here. Someone's a little sus right now.
I think maybe when you're a parent, you just have to play that role for so long of being like this figure that is so reliable. Sometimes you just think that like you've been doing it for so long that you have to be that, right? Like you can't be this person whose emotions are shares.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, obviously I think a lot of kids appreciate it, especially when they're older, that you can talk to them about more personal things.
God, once this episode goes live, I'm just gonna expect.
Your dad's gonna punch you.
My dad's gonna kill me.
All right. Let's
Email to Joey.
Yeah.
Son, I did not hit you I did not beat you as a child. I dominated you. Remember it. I won't go away.
All right, let's start some beef right now with our parents. All right.
What?
No, I'm scared.
No. This is the real question.
Do you want me on death row?
Okay, this is the real question. We're in this together, guys. All right, here's the question.
Okay.
Do you think you're more like your dad or your mum?
Oh, fuck.
I'm 100% more like my mum.
You're more like
Really?
your mum?
Yeah, 100%.
How so?
I'm just way more like her. I'm more chatty.
Yeah.
I share a lot of traits with her. I don't look like my dad. I look like my mum. Maybe I look like the mailman.
Really? Because I think I'm more like my dad.
I think you're more like your dad.
Yeah.
As well. Do you know? Okay, are you the same way, Joey? Because I feel like when we were kids, we might have been more like our mums, or at least I was like way more like my mum, and my mum was like, "Yo, he's gonna grow up and be just like me."
Dude, I looked like my mom when I was little. I think I actually have a photo of like me when I was a child. Can you go get my phone? But like, I don't know if this is just like a Hafu thing, but like boys who are born Hafu, like they grow up looking Japanese as fuck. Right. And then one day the Western genes is just like, let me stop that for a second. Let me see. Let me show you. Because like, I think I have it on my phone. Anyway, keep talking while I find this.
Yeah, as a kid, I always felt like I was gonna grow up to be like my mom, and then as I grew older, I don't know when it happened. It was just such a subtle thing.
Yeah.
But then I just started turning more and more into my dad, and I had this moment where. It was like a month ago or something where I was just like, it was in when we were in England, and Sydney was like, "You walk like your dad," and I was like, "What do you mean I walk like my dad?" And she's like, "I don't know, just your posture." Just
that's when you know it's game over.
and that's when you realize, oh, it's game over. I've officially transformed perfectly into my dad.
Okay,
now.
this is me when I was 3.
Oh my God,
that's right.
You do look way more like your mum. In that photo.
I look Japanese as fuck, right?
Yeah.
What the heck?
This is the same
You're rocking
person.
the bowl cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because I hated haircuts.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. But like, yeah, no, totally. Like, I think the moment when you start to, I think we talked about this in a previous episode, but like the moment when you start to just without even thinking, imitate the exact same things you've seen your dad do.
Do you make the same sounds as your dad?
Oh, 100%.
Like,
100%.
I'm trying to stop that.
100%.
Whenever I do anything that my parents do, I'm like, I know I did it. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop that.
Dude, the other day when we were having the Halloween party at our house, I physically stopped myself from saying, "Oh fuck, I'm shit faced." Like I had to physically stop myself from doing that because I'm like, that's something my dad would do.
It's very charming when your dad would do that.
Yeah, it is. It's charming when my dad does it. It's not charming when I do it.
It's funny.
So you reach the point where you're like, shit, I'm doing the things my parents do.
Yeah.
I should stop that. And then I've come to the point where I'm like, but it's just so natural. I'm fighting against my bloodline here. I just need to do it.
That is true. I'm gonna get to that point probably in like my late 30s where I'm just like, you know what? I probably won't even be drinking alcohol, and I'll be like, oh fuck, I'm shit faced. Just tired.
You're waiting for that right moment to just like bring that out.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but like I'd say now I'm definitely more like my dad. You're more like your dad?
I'm more like my dad.
So you're the only one that's more like your mom.
I guess so.
I wonder why. What about your brothers? Like, are they more like one of the parents?
More like my dad.
All of them?
Yeah, I think so.
So everyone just...
My older brother, he's kind of half, I'd say.
Right.
He has very discernible traits from both.
Right.
But I think it's because my job's yapping. My job's talking. So my mum was the much more talkative one.
Right.
So I think my mum's always very eager to talk. And then my dad will be like, my dad talks too, but my dad's my dad, and he'll just be like, "How you doing?" My
dad talks.
Your dad does talk. My dad, my dad's from that generation as well, where he just can like fix anything and build anything.
Right.
Because right now he's just remodeling the whole house, and he knows how to do most of the stuff by himself. And I'm like, how?
That's OP
how
shit.
How do you know this? What skill tree did this? How did you spec into this?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm such a useless man.
He's in the builder class for sure.
Yeah, like I've got my drill bits. I'm just like, what can I use them on? Huh? Oh, nothing in Japan. Okay. It's being bred out of us, guys.
Yeah.
Wake up. They're trying to get it out of us, man. They're not letting us use our tools.
It's not DIY anymore, man.
I want to DIY so bad. I just want to make a shitty table.
Is that how you know we're getting old?
I just want to. It's just a skill I want to get better at. Like I feel like it's like a RuneScape class that I've been putting off for too long, and I know
right there
I got to do it.
I recently found this like YouTube channel of this Japanese guy who creates like real life clay sculptures of Pokemon.
That's sick.
But like really like amazing quality, and he like films all of his like process in doing it, and the entire time I'm just like, fuck, I wish I could do that.
I just want to build a table. I just see how it feels.
I want to build something without an instruction manual.
Yeah.
You know, just one
no
day. IKEA doesn't count. Amazon doesn't count. I just want to build something with the raw materials and go, all right, let's see what, that just sounds like a fucking video idea.
I think it's because half the population that was destined to be amazing builders have now become coffee experts on TikTok.
How did that trend start?
Dude, have you seen all the comments are like, if coffee enthusiasts spent 1% of their brain power on advancing humanity, we'd be flying by now.
I think we'd actually have cured cancer if coffee enthusiasts have like had spec into the medical field.
They'll create mini black holes to make the perfect espresso pool. So just activate your gravitron cannon to allow the espresso to pour evenly through the titanium filter. It is fucked how intricate these espresso things are. It's so fucked.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I saw the one of like the evolution of the different kind of like contraptions that they
the one
built.
with the fucking the thing that they use to like spread out the coffee.
just spread out
and
the coffee.
And it's like a Rolex mechanism just to like spread it out perfectly.
Oh, like the little ones with the little hairs on it.
The ones with the hairs that just started out as like a little like pine cone that was like 3D printed, and then companies made like advancements to that, and they got to the point where they like had multiple gears just turning around, so you get the perfect spread.
I love how a lot of the comments are always like, that one coffee friend who says that making coffee at home is cheaper. That's me. I'm becoming that friend.
Yeah.
I just like my machine. I just like grinding it. I don't like all this bullshit. With the moment we got to like temp it down, we got to start like fucking fluffing it around, putting in like another filter. I'm like, this is too much shit to clean.
Yeah.
I like my thing because it's like a Lego thing. I make the coffee. It's like John Wick loading his gun, except I'm loading up the milk frother.
Yeah.
It's like 3 parts and they all dishwash. And then when I'm done with my coffee, I just take them in the dishwasher. And I'm like, this is easy.
Yeah.
This is great.
I do the grinding and the tamping down, but like I don't go anything beyond
Grinding
that.
is great. Like actually, like the one thing I say that changed my coffee game and made coffee taste so much better is just grinding beans.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do, and it makes coffee taste so much better and fun.
Great way to wake up in the morning too.
Dude, the smell.
Yeah.
But I'm not going down this. Maybe I will. Maybe if I have a lot
I
more
can
free
see you
time.
going down.
5 years from now.
Like when you stop the YouTube grind and you're like, fuck, I have half an hour in the morning or an hour or however long it takes to make some of these coffees. Because I swear I watch some of these TikToks.
Once he stops the YouTube grind, he's going to start the coffee grind.
No, no. I gotta do something.
I think
else.
some of these coffee makers could go on to like the end of One Piece by the time they finish making their espresso, man. Like I don't know how many steps they put into that, but it is insane. But they seem happy.
Hey, look, if they're satisfied.
There are 2 types of coffee drinkers: people who just want the caffeine intake, and just some people
who want to discover a new dimension
of
coffee making.